Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Critic Alex, and I wanted to test something today in 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross because I saw this post on Reddit about Gustav, and they said that because of Gustav's passive that reduces, or his unique passive that reduces the enemy's resistance based on his pierce rate at the beginning of battle when you enter, if you build a Gustav with full pierce gear, you can really bump up the damage of the other characters in your team, whether it's Blue Slater or Blue Galland, or it is, Red Merlin even doing damage, or, Blue King, and all those other characters that you would bring in, Red Elizabeth and Hawk. So I pre-built him some gear here, and it's really straightforward gear. It doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be SSR gear. I made both of these pieces rare on purpose because I rolled full pierce, so that you got to re-roll that. I'm not a huge whale. I'm not going to be spending diamonds re-rolling SSR gear, but I've got him at over 70%, over 80% pierce rate. So we're not going to try this set right now. We are going to swap this over for just a regular run-of-the-mill set here with Fat King. We don't really care. He's not here to deal damage. He'll still have the attack set from that gear combo. And then we're going to test and see what this DPS looks like compared to his DPS. Or not his DPS, but the team's DPS, especially my Slater and my Galland, when he does have that Pierce gear on. So this is a test with his normal, regular, default Pierce. I am missing a little bit of Pierce because he's not fully awakened. At level 6 awakening, most characters do get some Pierce rate. He would get an extra 6% Pierce rate. So that 83% could actually be a lot closer to 90%, maybe even 95 if we roll for perfect stats, perfect substats. So we're just going to do damage here with Slater, and we're going to see how much this does. So we're going to just sort of use the eye test, and we're going to see here. Saw Blade is going to do, okay, 48k, 48.5k. Okay, 49k. And then we get about 34k from his other attack. I don't know what it's called, Iron Slash. Okay, and that was from Saw Blade, and those were both level 1 skills. Okay, let's take a look at Galland next. I can definitely, oh, you know what? We don't need the buff. So this is really interesting because this is just a part of the things, and these are some of the things that I really love about 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. Even characters that are just there for utility, there's always things you can do beyond just, getting them to UR, getting them to level 60, whatever. There's so much more you can do to fine-tune and tweak those characters to get these small advantages, whether it's 5%, 10% extra damage. It matters, right? In the long run, it's going to matter. Sure, it's only going to shave off maybe 10, 15 seconds of a run, but if you're doing, 10, 20 runs a day, especially if you're farming mats, that can definitely add up. So here we go. We got some more damage coming from here. We're going to see the damage on 2 more of his what is this, Saw Blade. So let's see here, we get a little bit more data. It's really good for us. 61k is very nice. Level 2 Iron Slash from him did 53k. Nice. I'm not going to be tracking my teammates' damage here, Tech. It's a little bit too many numbers for me. I'm not really good at the number game. We got another 45k there and another 45k. So I'd say 45k is definitely, 45k, interesting, not 49k. We did 48, 49, 45, 45. Okay. Well, a little bit less than I thought, but let's see what his ult, let's see how much damage his ult does. You know what? We might not actually get to his ult here. There might be too much damage from them, but let us just, you know what? Screw it. We'll do the ult. It doesn't really matter. We're going to win for sure, and this is overpower. We're going to see how much that does. We're going to win no matter what, so it doesn't matter if we ult when he has 1% HP or we ult when he has full bar, right? We're still going to see what that damage number is, and this is just a test to see what the damage numbers are. And so if this turns out to be a substantial increase in damage, you could consider, once you've already built up other parts of your characters, you could definitely consider rebuilding a rare ring and a rare bracer for Gustav. You don't even actually have to go rare, to be honest. I went rare because I'm a bit of a bougie player. But you can definitely, oh, we got a level 2 there. You can definitely go with common, actually. I went with rare, but honestly, you'll save yourself gold and you'll save yourself materials, the awakening stones. So that was 109k. You'll save yourself the awakening stones if you actually just go with common gear. But I just went with rare gear in case in the future I want to swap that over to another character. Let's say like Wineheart for farming or something like that. That is why I went ahead and did that. So we've got the stats now for what he does without the 90% pierce from Gustav. Is Gustav going to get the kill here? Oh, Gustav, you were almost legend. You were almost legend, my boy, Gustav. Gustav's never gotten the kill. Can he sneak in and get the kill this time? Can I click fast enough? Let's find out. Yes, I can. Ha ha ha. All right, so my boy Gustav with the level 3 freeze. Nice. And now let's jump in and see how much more damage we can do with that 90% pierce from Gustav applying to his passive, which then reduces the red demon's defense or resistances. Wow, and those rewards are insane. Double 5-star and a cup. Gear has been swapped. We're up to 83.6% pierce rate. Let's jump in. So here we go. We're going to test out the exact same thing here. We don't have as many cards, but we can see what these two will do. And then we'll just go with Gallon's attack and we'll observe the damage. We actually didn't get to test Gallon and his one stroke damage on the first run, but we will definitely be seeing his damage here. So he does 51 on the saw blade, and he does 38k on the iron slash. Okay, nice. So iron slash seems to have gone up about 4 or 5k in damage, and saw blade seems to have gone up between 3k and 6k in damage. So it seems like there's a possible 5 to 6k increase in damage for a full set of pierce gear on. Wow, these cards are so bad. Okay. Well, I guess the game doesn't want me to test this anymore because they're not giving me any Slater cards. Obviously, I want to attack more with Slater. I want to get more results to you know, make sure that this is just a fluke. He is critting all the time anyway, so it's not like we have to worry about him not critting or critting. So Slater's actually a really good character to test this on, specifically against the demon, because you want to control that variable, right? You either want to never crit or always crit, because otherwise, if you're critting once in a while, it's going to skew the numbers and it's going to create you know, stats that are just much harder to read and much harder to interpret. So we got 2 more saw blades here. Okay, let's see. And he's probably dead, but let's just play it safe with the freeze. We get another hit here for, ooh, that's a 48k. It's not very good. And then another 48k. Strange. So, you know what I think is happening at each phase. Oh, we also have to consider that. So at each phase of the fight, that's right. At each phase of the fight, the red demon, each phase meaning phase 3, phase 2, or phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, where he has 3, 2, or 1 hearts, his base stats, his HP, his defense, his attack, they go up. They go up every single time. That's why it's easiest to kill him in the first phase with his first heart, and it's hardest, not hardest, but it takes the longest to kill his final heart. And you can actually investigate this by clicking on him and seeing what his stats are. You'll be able to compare this, right? Compare this to when he's at his very first heart, well, at the very beginning of the fight, and it's going to be less. So it seems like we are seeing a reduction. Yes, we will be doing it. We will be requesting an attack. It seems like we are seeing a reduction in the damage, but that's because of the beast, because of the demon, not because... I was thinking maybe the pierce or maybe Gustav's passive doesn't reapply every time the boss comes back to life. Yeah, see, now it's dropping to 43. We're down to 43 and 32. So it seems to be, we started at 51, then we went down to 48, then we down to 43. It seems to be a pretty uniform, like 3 to 5k decrease at every HP bar. But there's a possibility, that's a combination of the two things. I don't imagine that the, nice, very nice tech. I don't imagine that the red demon respawning or sort of reviving is having any sort of negative interaction with the unique passives. It's interesting. It'd be interesting to know if it does. I'm not sure exactly how I could test that. We got a 4-star cup this time. But we definitely did see an increase in the damage at the beginning of the fight. It wasn't a very huge increase in damage. Again, it's like an increase of 3 to 5k per attack. So you can sort of weigh that benefit versus the cost of raising a gear all the way. But I thought this was just an interesting test. I love things like this in games, in the RPG aspects, and seeing ways of min-maxing and stuff like that. You know, yeah, it cost me a couple million gold to build these gears up and re-roll them. Honestly, the last substat here cost me 500,000 gold to get to pierce rate. I was super unlucky, but in the end, it is a pretty interesting thing to test out. So if you guys have more theories like this that you've seen sort of anecdotally backed up, hit me up in the comments, hit me up on Twitter or Discord, and I would be happy to test them out for you because I think they're super interesting. This game is super fun, and I have no problem at all investing in this kind of stuff to test it out and see if it's worthwhile for you to invest in. If you're free to play, if you're a new player, should you be doing this? No, definitely not. But if you're already sort of over the hump of the story content and you're getting into more experimental stuff and this interests you, give it a shot. Why not? Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.